Suez Canal University's radio presents...
You gotta put your past behind you. Look, kid, bad things happen, and you can't do anything about it, right?
Right.
Wrong! When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world.
You must not let anyone define your limits because of where you come from. Your only limit is your soul.
All it takes is faith and trust.
Here we interview inspiring individuals
who will surely broaden your scope.
This is POV, brought to you by عنان
and ومنة. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our program.
What if you woke up one day and chose to use 100% of your potential? It is known that human beings use around 60% of their brain's capabilities. As they say, you become what you surround yourself with. And since energies are contagious, surround yourself with the energy of always being one of a kind.
And remember, there will always be obstacles when paving your way to success, as the way to success is not a trouble-free one. We only get to enjoy the spectacular view of rainbows after the heaviest of rains. Always aspire for the greatest of dreams, for being privileged and for excellence. Try not to doubt yourself, since doubt extinguishes blazes of potential. Self-confidence is a key element in acquiring impressive and practical skills.
Today, we're joined with a very special guest. As Sasha Tomers once said, a woman with a book and a pen has the power to move nations. A woman with a mind and a voice has the power to change worlds. And there's no better way to describe today's guest, cause throughout her exquisite mind, she has earned her place. Now we're going to have a short break and we will be back soon after.
يا ما نفسي عايش إنسان قلبه على كفه، كل اللي بردانين في كفوفه يتدفوا. يا ما نفسي عايش إنسان قلبه على كفه، كل اللي بردانين في كفوفه يتدفوا. يضحك يضحك خلق الله، يفرح يفرح كله معاه. إنسان جواك وجوايا، إنسان له حلم له غاية. إنسان جواك وجوايا، إنسان له حلم له غاية. ولا حتى روحه ملك ايديه، اللي معاه على طول مش ليه، ولا حتى روحه ملك ايديه. هو في قلبه من عليه شايل أمل وشوق وحياة. إنسان جواك وجوايا، إنسان له حلم له غاية. إنسان جواك وجوايا، إنسان له حلم له غاية. إنسان بيحب ولا يكره، إنسان شايل أمل بكرة، بيبان في الشدة ويطمن ولا خان ولا.
Back to you, dear listeners, with today's guest. We are joined with Dr. Huda العدوي. She is a lecturer of English Linguistics, the Faculty of Arts and Humanities, Suez Canal University, a certified trainer from Missouri State University, and also a certified instructor from Microsoft.
How are you doing today, Dr. Huda?
How are you, عنان? How are you, Minna? Actually, I'm very happy for your kind invitation. Thanks a lot for being here.
We are glad to have you here.
And we're honored by your company.
Thanks a lot.
So, since you have studied in many places and formed a really distinguished mindset, could you tell us more about your master degree topic?
Okay, my master degree topic was about something which is called visual semiotics. Dealing with semiotics, it is something related to the study of signs. Everything in our life just have two meanings. The direct meaning in which you can see just from the first view, and you have another meaning behind this, and this is the indirect meaning. So you can see a rose, for example, this is a flower, and this is a symbol of love, and this is a sign of love. And even you can see a person who is standing in a certain way and who is just wearing some colors, and you can understand the meaning of how this person can be and what about the personality of this person through his just body language and from his colors of his clothes.
Oh my God, that's reviving.
Yeah. Actually, I was working about the thank you announcements and the wedding announcements in newspapers, and I actually find that there are many signs behind the announcement of the thank you and the wedding announcement, from the colors, even the words that are written on the announcement that refers more than one meaning behind them. And
That's
this was
great.
very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, to connect your scientific studies to like the real life world. That's really great.
Yeah, thanks.
So your PhD topic must be as inspiring as you are. So
Yeah, this is something related to semiotics also, but from a literary point of view. And I talked about the colloquial Egyptian Arabic expressions, and what are the direct, the denotative meaning and the connotative meaning of these definitions, and how can we illustrate or understand the meaning of every colloquial Egyptian expression from our mind as Egyptians, and from the mind of the translator if you're going to translate in other languages.
that's really great.
Yeah.
Well, your dedication, skill, and hard work is definitely something inspiring. What would you say were the reasons behind your choice of this field as your job?
Being a university lecturer actually is very inspiring for me. This is one of my dreams, even when I was a child. All the time I have the chance to engage in intellectual discussions with colleagues and with my students. All the time I should have enhanced my research interest and gain advancement of knowledge in all the fields of research, especially my research. As a university lecturer, I have the opportunity to teach courses in the area of my experiences, and this is something that I love this. I have to develop the critical thinking skills in my students and how they can produce and improve their skills. Additionally, I can serve as a mentor to those students, providing them with guidance and support all the time.
MashaAllah, this is so admirable. Now, preparing a curriculum is with no doubt not an easy task, and we, from our previous experience, know that you are amazing at this task. So enlighten us on how to prepare a good curriculum.
Okay, especially the curriculum is something which is special for every university lecturer. The first, we should identify what are the objectives, what are the aims of having such a curriculum for the students, what will be the products by the end from these students. So we should focus on these products and on these objectives. We should determine what are the topics need to be covered by the end. If you talk about literary translation, for example, what are the items of literature, what are the types of literature that we are gonna translate, and how can we translate, what are the techniques to do something like this. After defining the objectives, we have to determine what are the materials that we are gonna discuss in this course. Do we start with novels, translating novels, for example, plays, or every types of literature. Then we have to illustrate what are the ways to illustrate this or to discuss this with the students. We have to enhance them, how to produce, how to try to translate without being afraid for being a literary translator.
That's amazing and a perfect answer, in my opinion. Now, dear listeners, we will be right back after this short break.
وبالناس المسرة مدد 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 يا رسول الله أقسمت بالحميم وبسورة التحريم أني لازلت سقيم في حب رسول الله مدد 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 يا رسول الله مدد 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 يا رسول الله
Suez Canal University's radio presents
You gotta put your past behind you. Look, kid, bad things happen, and you can't do anything about it, right?
Right.
Wrong! When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world.
You must not let anyone define your limits because of where you come from. Your only limit is your soul.
All it takes is faith and trust.
Here we interview inspiring individuals
who will surely broaden your scope.
This is POV, brought to you by عنان عوض
and ومنة جاد.
Back to you, dear listeners, with Dr. Huda العدوي, lecturer of English Linguistics at the Faculty of Arts and Humanities, Suez Canal University. So, from our own experience, you master what you do. So, could you walk us through your journey as a student?
Okay, actually, I have a long journey, starting from being a graduate of the Faculty of Education, English Department, Suez Canal University in 2009. This is the first grade. Then I have my second bachelor degree from the Faculty of Arts and Humanities, moving to my MA in English Linguistics, and finally my PhD recently in literary translation. Through this journey, I have, of course, some difficulties, some ups and downs, and of course, the ups were very great, and the downs were very pessimistic, actually.
That's really inspiring. So, the academic year of 2023 is about to end. Could you tell us more about the classes that you give this year?
Actually, I'm a lecturer of grammar, linguistics, introduction to linguistics, applied linguistics, literary translation, phonetics courses for the Faculty of Education, and history of language. Actually, there are a lot of courses.
You're really knowledgeable.
Yeah.
The teaching process is not an easy task and is definitely challenging. What would you say are the obstacles you faced during it?
Before I'm talking about the obstacles, I have to mention that teaching English is a lifelong learning experience. So you should have a lot of experience before starting, just to share your knowledge to your students and try to enhance their characters all the time. Moving to the obstacles of teaching English or teaching in general, the first one is having different and diverse personalities of students, and there are a lot of individual differences between them. Each personality or each student has a different culture and different background, and even a different level in English. So trying to explain something or discuss something with them, despite having these differences, is not something which is not easy. And also the highest numbers of students in classes and in lectures, you have to all the time to be different with each student and just to deal with each one as an individual, and he's the only one that you are talking to him, trying to gain his attention all the time, try to make him communicate with you all the time, and just to show what are his skills, what can he do, what can she do.
Well, your patience is fascinating.
Yeah, thanks.
Speaking of obstacles, would you consider Ramadan as an obstacle?
Sometimes, yes, because most of the students has a lack of energy all the time. They cannot concentrate because they have something with their just feeling hungry all the time. And even the schedule in Ramadan actually is very short. You have to put all these courses before the end of before starting the iftar or before the Maghrib, just before 1 hour or two. So the schedule will be just very short.
That's great. We will be right back after this short break.
فوانيس الحارة تنور، تحكي عن ضيف جديد، يملى قلبي أفراح ويخلي الدنيا عيد. رمضان جانا وفرحنا بو بعد غيابه، أهلا رمضان غنوله شهر طوله، غنوله أهلا رمضان، رمضان جانا وصوت الداعي فينا يبان، بيندهنا في كل أذان، يقول حي على القرآن ويملأ قلوبنا بالإيمان.
سفرة حب تجمعنا تلم الشمل بعد غياب. رمضان جانا وفرحنا بو بعد غيابه. أهلا رمضان غنوله شهر طوله غنوله. أهلا رمضان رمضان جانا. أهلا رمضان قولوا معانا. أهلا رمضان رمضان جانا.
Back to you, dear listeners, with Dr. Huda العدوي, lecturer of English linguistics and a certified trainer from Missouri State University. Ramadan is right around the corner. Could you tell us what's your typical Ramadan day?
Yeah, I start my day in Ramadan from Al-Fajr just to pray and try to read some verses in the Holy Quran. Ramadan is considered the time for spiritual reflection, self-improvement, and charitable acts towards others. I try all the time to recharge my soul with these messages, starting my lectures and sessions in the early morning, then come back home after Al-Asr, starting to do the food for my children and taking care of my kids. Then I have Al-Iftar. After Al-Iftar, I just try to all the time to keep on Salat al-Tarawih because this has improved actually my spirit all the year. Then I try to communicate with my relatives actually because this is something like Salat al-Rahim.
It's commonly known that there are some habits that surely lead to success. So what are those habits you would consider the main ones towards success?
I have to set my goals, set clear goals all the time. You have to focus on your goals. Try to work hard. As success requires effort actually, and but doing this effort is very essential to be successful. Learn from my failure actually. This is one of the biggest steps that I have to put all the time. The down points in my life makes me forward. Actually, you have to stay focused all the time and flexible to all the ideas or the surroundings things. And the biggest idea and the biggest thing is to believe in yourself, believe in your skills. Try all the time to improve your skills and use them in a good way.
Okay. So, Dr. Huda, you're one of the few people who made me really fall in love with literature. So, who is your favorite writer?
Khairi Shalabi. Khairi Shalabi is the king for me. He is the writer of the street. Because of being a simple person, I don't have to exaggerate all the time. Khairi Shalabi writes in a very simple way. He using the colloquial Egyptian Arabic expressions, which touches actually my mind, and you have to all the time to encourage yourself to continue the novel or something like this. But you don't have to do something like this with Khairi Shalabi because he's very interesting writer.
You really have an exquisite taste.
Yeah.
Okay, before we end our episode, would you like to add anything?
Actually, thanks a lot, عنان and Minna, for this kind of invitation. I'm very proud for you. All the time, just want you to be famous presenters.
Thank you so much. Finally, we would like to know from your POV, what would people do if they want to follow into your footsteps?
Don't look at your downs. Just focus on your ups. All the time, you have to remember your ambitions. You're ambitious. Your ambitions. What are your ambitions? Focus on them and try to put these goals. Put the light all the time on your ambitions, so you will reach them.
Okay, well, this is very inspiring. Unfortunately, we have reached the end of our episode. It was an honor to have you here with us today.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and a special thanks to the sound technician, Mohammed Uzuris.
This episode was brought to you with the radio directing of Nermeen Mahdi and the radio supervision of Muhammad Magid. I am Minna Gad.
And I'm عنان.
See you next time.
And have a blessed day.